Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Iyabo Webzil. I'm the Money to Honey coach. I'm a one-on-one business, dating and relationship and marriage coach, as well as wellness, weight loss and life coach. I'm that one-on-one holistic coach you've been looking for your whole life, and I coach women 18 years old and above. Today we're talking about how to date for marriage. The topic for today is how to date for marriage, and I have 14 tips for you and one bonus tip at the end of the video. So here we go, let's just dive in. So before we start, you know the housekeeping things. If you're not yet subscribed to my video and you just happen to stumble upon it, please smash that subscribe button now. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos and so you can watch my 400 plus videos that will change your life. Please remember to like this video. And please remember to post a comment. It doesn't matter even if it's just great video or thank you, Dr. Iyabo. Some of you come to Instagram to tell me how you feel about my video, that you love my YouTube video. No. Post it right here on YouTube. Please like this video. Please post a comment below so that more women can see my channel and they can really benefit from it. So those are the housekeeping things. Subscribe, like, share my video, and post a comment. Now let's begin. Hi everyone, welcome back. So let's dive in. How to date for marriage. I know many of you ask questions that are related to this topic, mostly on my Instagram DM. So I thought I'd give you 14 points today. And we're going to go through them quickly. They're 14 points because, as you know, every situation is different. And that's why I'm here as your one-on-one coach, right? As a relationship and dating and marriage coach, every situation is different. But these are, basic general rules and general points and tips for everyone. But from woman to woman, advice is always going to be different. And this is why coaching is so necessary, to be able to customize your needs to what your situation is. So number one is simple. Why do you want to get married? Sometimes we forget to ask ourselves this, right? Some of us want to get married for companionship. Some of us want to get married so we can have a partner to talk to. Some of us want to get married mainly because we want kids. Some of us don't even know why we want to get married. It's just because society and culture has told us to get married. And then, these days there are people getting married at different ages. Some get married, most still get married in their 20s and 30s. But there are women like me that get divorced and then remarry later in age. So I will tell you as an example, when I got divorced at age 39, right before my 40th birthday, first of all, I told myself I never wanted to get married again. But later on, I realized that I just wasn't healed. I just had been broken so much that I knew I needed time to heal. And after several years, I started to long to get married. But I knew the reason I wanted to get married. The reason I wanted to get married was because I wanted a companion, a true partner, somebody to share my life with, somebody to share the goodness of my life with, somebody to share the ups and downs of my life with, somebody to be there right beside me as a true, loving, supportive partner. Okay? At that point in my life, I didn't, and for me, I've never needed a partner for financial upkeep and all of that. I've always been quite a self-sufficient woman, and I will advise every woman to do that. That's beyond the topic of this video, but please work at your own financial independence so that you are not getting married for the wrong reasons. So why do you want to get married? If you want to get married so that your husband can support you financially because you feel like that's what a woman, should do, should look for a man to support them, I don't know if that's a good reason for marriage. That will get you into a lot of sorrow and heartache, okay? Because you're an able-bodied person and you should be able to make money yourself. So this number one, I could have a video on it by itself, but you have to ask yourself why you want to get married. Is it even a valid reason that makes sense? Are you truly looking for a supportive partner, or are you looking for a bank, or are you looking for an ATM machine? You're looking for somebody to be supplying you with money as if you're a child again. Some of you, when you get married, you regress and you become children again. So number one is very, very important. Why do you want to get married? is it a valid reason? Is it a sensible reason? Is it a reason that is going to build you up as an individual? Is it a reason that is going to build up your self-respect, your self-worth, your purpose in life? Or do you just want to become some kind of parasite to a man? Number 2, moving on. What do you want in the partner you want to get married to? Okay, what do you want in him? Have you written those things down? There's nothing bad in making a list. I made several lists. During the 8 years that I was divorced before I met my future husband, I wrote several lists and I kept on changing them, modifying them. I was praying about it. I was reading relationship books. I was educating myself, and I was refreshing and redoing that list until I felt like, okay, Iyabo, this is a list that, really fits what you're looking for. So do you even know what you're looking for in a partner? Okay? To the smallest detail. Again, some people say, oh, you have to be flexible. How has flexibility helped us women? I'm not one who's going to tell you, oh, be flexible, don't be so choosy, don't be so picky. Be choosy, be picky. It's your life. It's going to be the rest of your life. You want to spend the rest of your life with this man. So be choosy, be picky. You're hearing it from a woman who has been married once before. Okay, I met my ex-husband when I was 17 years old. Obviously, I was a baby. My brain wasn't even fully developed. I got married at age 25. Even at age 25, my brain wasn't fully developed. You know that studies have shown that our brain gets fully developed at 26. So I didn't know what I was doing. Everybody gave me advice about him and his mom. I didn't listen. I'm just like, oh, whatever. These people just don't want me to get married. So, you're hearing this. I'm the best person in the best position to give you the advice because I've been married before. I was with my ex-husband for 23 years. We met at 17. We dated exclusively. Again, like I always say, exclusively on my part. We dated exclusively from age 17 till I filed for divorce just right before my 40th birthday. So I was with one man for 23 years. It's like I was married for 23 years, okay? And I got divorced at 39. I was single for 8 years, and I met my future husband at year 8, and we got married 2 years after. So I'm in the best position to give you this advice. You have to know what you're looking for in a partner, okay? And don't make excuses for yourself that, okay, yeah, you'd like a tall man, but this short man seems to have a lot of money. I'll just make do with him and no, be picky. Yes, Dr. Iyabo said it. Tell whoever is telling you that be flexible. You can get what you want. Yes, you can get what you want. And this is why one-on-one coaching is so important, because yes, there's some things you may say you want in a man that I may tell you as your coach and say that is unreasonable. Okay, that doesn't make sense. But when it comes to vital personality traits, vital characteristics in a man, the personality traits that are crucial for your marriage to survive, I will tell you to be picky. So do you know what you want in a partner? Okay, have you written it down in a journal with a pen and paper? Don't type it electronically. You know how I feel about pen and paper and typing. There's something spiritual about actually picking up a pen and writing it in your favorite journal. You guys know my story. When I had refreshed and refined my list, I put it in my Bible on the page of Psalm 91. I prayed over it, and God brought me that exact man. I'm telling you, exact. Even up till I said, God, can he be tall? Can he be taller than 6'2"? My husband is 6'4". So God listens, especially if you trust him. So number 2 is know what you want in a partner. Write it down. And let me ask you a question. If you know what you're looking for in a partner, the men you've been dating, do they fit that list? Or are you thinking, okay, they fit only 2 or 3 out of the list, but I can change them, I can be flexible and all of that, okay? No, there's 7, almost 8 billion people in the world. The person that is meant for you is out there. Again, there are some things on your list that I may say as your coach that are unreasonable, but when it comes to true core characteristics, true core personality traits. Do not be flexible on those. Number three, are you aware of what the man wants? And are you listening to what they're saying? So this is mostly for those of you, and I guess if you're single or divorced or widowed, you've probably been dating. But since you've been dating and you haven't been successful and you want to date for marriage, are you aware of what they want? And are you listening when you go spend time with them, when you're going out on dates with them? Are you listening to them and are you believing them? So for instance, example, a man who you've been dating has been saying that he likes women who stay home and take care of the kids. He doesn't like hiring nannies. He doesn't like hiring babysitters. He just wants a woman who's going to stay home and take care of the kids. But you are a career woman. You are a woman who wants to build your business. You are a woman who has all these big goals like Dr. Iyabo. You want to build a multi-million-dollar business. You want to fulfill your purpose. You have all these big career dreams. But your husband is the super traditional one. The super, maybe I'll even say controlling. Because any man who is saying that he wants his wife to sit down at home and not do any work and just be taking care of kids and cooking and cleaning, I'm not sure that that's a good man to be with. I'm sorry. Because even my mom, who was born in 1932, did not sit down at home and cooking and cleaning. She had her own businesses. So be careful of those men who say those. They may be the controlling narcissistic types. For a lot of you women, that type of man sometimes is attractive in the beginning phases because you're thinking, oh, this is a provider. This is a masculine man. He wants to provide. He wants me to stay home to take care of the kids. To me, it's a red flag because any reasonable man out there who loves his wife, who wants his wife to evolve and to elevate into the best possible person that she can be. He will want her to, have the best career, to be happy about fulfilling her dreams. So, are you aware of what they want? And are you listening? And are you believing them? Okay? Because if you're ignoring number three, that is the beginning of the downfall of your marriage. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Number four, moving on. Do you have common goals? It's kind of related to number three, but I wanted to separate them. Do you have common goals? Are you guys listening? Okay, you can tell that I'm very passionate. When I start to use my hands and when my Yoruba accent comes out, you guys know I'm really serious. And if you're not Yoruba and you're watching this, Yoruba is a tribe in Nigeria, which I'm from. I'm Nigerian American. I've been in America for 25 years. But when you start seeing my accent coming out and when those hands are moving a lot and I'm moving forward and backwards from the camera, you know that I mean what I'm saying. So number four, do you have common goals? Okay, this is where when they tell you opposites attract, it's a lie. Please do not date or marry somebody that is opposite to you. If you're a homebody, you like spending time at home and you go and marry a party animal, it will not work out for you. Okay? If you're somebody who likes your husband being around and you go and marry somebody who likes to work out of town and work out of the country and move here, move there, who's hardly at home, you see how that problem will come. So do you have common goals? Do you both want children? If you're still young, you've never been married before, do you both want children? These days, many people don't want children. Do you want children? Do you want to live on a farm or on the beach or in the city? Okay? Are you an exercise? Are you somebody who loves to exercise, who loves to walk? Like me, I love to walk. I like spending time outside. If I marry somebody who's a couch potato, it won't work. So do you have common goals? As you're dating them, are you listening to what they're saying? Are you learning about them? Okay, do you have common goals? This is how to date for marriage, because if you don't have common goals, it will not work out. Okay, you don't like to drink alcohol. In fact, you don't even want to hear anything about alcohol, but you marry a man who has to drink every day. You see where you'll start to clash? You may be thinking, oh, you know what? I don't drink alcohol. That's a very good habit. I'm going to train him. I'm going to teach him how to stop alcohol. No. Whatever you see before marriage is what you're going to continue. Okay? So please be careful out there. Do you have common goals? Number 5. Number 5, if you want to date for marriage, keep your expectations in check. Don't get married from the second date. Don't start to plan your wedding and your wedding dress and your cake and your bridesmaids from date 3. It may not work out. It may start off being all lovey-dovey. It seems like you both want to spend time with each other. You're meeting each other's friends, each other's families, until you walk down that aisle. You are not yet married. You are not married when you're engaged. I've seen so many people backtrack after engagement, men and women. Some women will get engaged and they'll say, oh, I got scared, I realized it wasn't the... So keep your expectations in check. Yes, if you are committed to each other and you've discussed exclusivity, don't cheat and don't start seeing other people. That's not what I'm saying. If you're both exclusive, but just keep your expectations in check. Protect your heart, okay? So that in case it doesn't work out, you don't break down. Don't invest all of your time and your energy and everything on this man, okay? And this is why I started with, you guys, ladies, you don't drop your financial independence. Keep your career goals, keep your business goals, make your own money. Okay, so that you have something going for yourself, because this man that you've been dating for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, 15 months, he may still decide he doesn't want to propose, or he may even propose and backtrack after the engagement. So until you walk down the aisle and you exchange your rings and you say your vows to each other, you are not yet married. So please don't get too expectant. Don't act too entitled. Don't feel like because you're both talking about marriage, you're already married. No, protect your heart, because it may still not work out. Okay? Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6. As the dating continues, if you want to date for marriage, the way you were behaving in the beginning of the dating, exercising, eating well, using your sunscreen, using your hair, doing your hair nicely, smelling nice, all of those things, flossing, brushing your teeth, you have to continue to do those things all through dating, and in fact, try your best all through marriage. Yes, because the most common complaints that I've heard from men, which I've talked even with my husband, he's told me that, why do women do this? Why do women let themselves go once they feel like they have a man? He says, the women will be sexy. They will take time to, invest in their looks, how they look, how they smell, all of those things. And then, or even their behavior, they're nice and soft and friendly and compassionate and vulnerable, all of those things. They're very nice when they're dating men, but after they get married, their real behavior comes out. So this one is key, because many men talk about this. What you're doing in the beginning of dating to earn his attention, to earn his love, to win him over, are you still continuing those? Or after the first 3 or 6 months, because you now feel like, this man is loving you, he's wanting to spend time with you, are you relaxing now? Have you stopped going to the gym? Have you stopped eating well? Have you started piling on the pounds? Have you stopped grooming yourself well? Have you stopped being that nice, soft, feminine person? Have you started to show some not so good sides of yourself? And this is why, if you've watched some of my videos, my last video I talked about, be yourself. Men like women who are real and authentic. Don't put on an act. Don't become an actress in the first 3 months to woo him over. And then after 3 months, you start to pretend that that's not the person who you are. So don't let yourself go if you want to date for marriage. Okay? You have to take care of yourself. If you want your husband to take care of himself for you so that you can both still be attracted to each other, you have to do the same. Number 7, moving along swiftly. Okay? Pay attention to how he handles conflict and how he treats others. Pay attention to how he acts when he's in a bad mood. Because yes, all of us, life is not always going to be happy and peaceful. There's going to be ups and downs. So as you're dating this man, watch how he behaves when he's handling conflict. Does he have a really bad temper where, once he's not, things are not going his way, he starts to talk to people in a rude way? You're sitting at the restaurant, the waiter or the waitress comes to serve you because he's in a bad mood, he shouts at them, or he has an attitude or something. Sorry, a text just came in for me. He has an attitude or something. This one is important. You want to watch and see how he treats others, people who are not as, well off as him, right? The waiter, the waitress, the checkout person when you go to the grocery store, the Uber driver. Watch how he treats others and watch how he handles conflict and how he behaves when he's in a bad mood. Because if he's a very moody person, somebody who has a temper or throws things around or whatever, then you may not want to do this. Okay, that's very important. Number 7 is very important. Number 8, do you trust him? This one is a very intense one, but I wanted to put it in there. How do you feel around him? Does he make you feel safe? Or when you're around him, do you feel like there may be something hidden about him? Do you feel like there's a dark side to this guy? Because God gives us intuition, especially us women. Don't ignore your gut feeling and your intuition, because men also know how to act, okay? So do you trust him? Have you met his family and friends? Okay, have you met his family and friends? I didn't put that in a separate number because it has to do with so many of these points, but this part of trust especially has to do with, have you met his friends? Have you met his family? If he has kids, if he's married and divorced, have you met his kids? Do you feel safe around him? Do you trust him? Because if you don't trust him while you're dating, you certainly will not trust him when you're married. So is this a man who has opened up to you so much that you feel like you know a lot about him? Are you feeling like, oh wow, this man, it knows God, he has morals? Now, I'm not saying that he's quoting you all the Bible verses. There are many men who hide behind scripture. Please, okay, let's just discuss that one now. All of you, my Christian sisters, because he can quote Jeremiah and quote every proverb and quote every Psalms, and he goes to church every minute, does not mean he's a good man. Be careful. Actions speak louder than words. There are many men, most of the women who come to my DM on Instagram, who are being physically abused, who are being beaten up by their husbands, who are being emotionally abused by their husbands, who are being cheated on by their husbands. Their husbands are Christian. In fact, many of them met those men in church. So be careful. Many people hide behind religion, but what are his morals? What is coming out of his mouth? What are his morals? And under number 7, I'm going to give you a very, very, very important tip. Does he have a positive father figure? You guys have heard me talk about this over and over and over, okay? This is crucial. This is vital. This is super duper important. Does he have a prominent father figure in his life? It doesn't have to be his own father. Is there an uncle he admires that has good values, that teaches him, that has been teaching him from when he was young? Does he have some kind of prominent father figure in his life who is positive, who is teaching him about how to treat a woman, how to treat a wife? Or is his father one of these cheaters out there, one of these men who have 10 wives and they just do what they want? And be careful about that. Number 7, I want you to highlight it in your journal. Do you trust him? And part of that trusting is, does he have a prominent father figure in his life? Okay, when I met my husband, I told you that was my number 1 thing, because my ex, that was what was missing. He and his mom were like that. He was a mommy's boy. He himself knows it if he's watching this video. He was a mommy's boy. That red flag was there. Many people warned me about the red flag. I ignored it. Be careful of the mommy's boys, because you will become wife number 10. His mother will be his first wife to wife number 9. You will be the 10th wife, because his mother will rule everything about him. His mother is going to be the person you're married to. She will control everything in his life. Avoid the mommy's boys who cannot do anything without mommy, who need mommy to give them advice. Be careful, especially if the mommies are not married and the mommies are not happy in their own lives, okay? So, and sometimes the mommies are married, but they're still overbearing. So does he have an overbearing mom who controls everything in his life? But number 7 again, do you trust him? Is there a good father figure in his life? My husband, I met his dad from a 3rd date. He was truly influenced by his dad. His parents were married forever. His dad loved his mom. His mom had passed away a few years before I met him. And his dad, when I met him, the first thing he showed me was a picture of his wife. He said, look, here's my wife, Margaret. I carry her picture all around. He had it in his front pocket, laminated so that it was safe. And he showed his wife's picture to me. And my husband spoke with him every single day until he passed away earlier this year. So, do you trust him? Does he have good father figures in his life that are showing him good examples? Do you feel safe around him? Number 8, you know that life has ups and downs, okay? You understand that you will not always be happy. You understand that there will be hills and valleys and all. Life is like that, up and down. Now we're coming to you, okay? Life will not always be happy, but are you a peaceful person? Can you take a situation that is not happy, a situation that is challenging and stressful, and can you find peace in the midst of it? Because that's what marriage is about. Okay, if you cannot do that now while you're single, you better take some time off and do the inner work in order to be able to get there, because life is like that. Zigzag, up and down, challenges with kids, challenges with health, challenges with all sorts of things, with career, with this, disappointment. So you will not always be happy, my sister who's watching, but can you always find peace in the midst of life struggles? If you cannot, you probably will have a hard time with marriage. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. You can rewind and listen to this again. Happiness and peace are not the same thing. And if you're not quite sure what I mean, buy my book called Permanent Happiness. I talk about that in there. My book, Permanent Happiness, is available on Amazon. It's under my maiden name. Last name on the book will be Ojikutu. Just you Google when you go to Amazon, Permanent Happiness by Dr. Iyabo. It will come up. It's a green and yellow book, and it has a ladybug on it. I talk about what peace means there and how I've been able to train myself to understand that I can find peace in the midst of life struggles. If you haven't yet understood what it means to be able to find peace, marriage will be very challenging for you, okay? The next one, I think this is number 8. I honestly don't remember how. I think this is number, let me see, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're coming to number 10, okay? You must heal. You must heal. You must heal from your past pains, okay? Related to the previous one, healing and doing the inner work is very, very important. If you don't heal, you will never understand what your self-worth is. Healing is crucial for you to be able to have a happy marriage. If you want to date, if you want to get into the dating field and start meeting men and be able to recognize who is a high quality man, who is a man who's not worth my time, you must heal from your past pains and your past disappointments. Whether those pains were from a previous relationship or they were from a colleague or wherever, or pains from your parents, you know, if you haven't forgiven somebody, you need to do all of that inner work before you can date successfully for marriage. Because if you take all of that garbage, right? If you take all of that garbage, that emotional pain, that emotional hurt into dating, you will not be successful. You can meet the best man in the world, the best man who is a high quality man, who has a lovely father figure, who is ready to commit, who is ready to settle down, who will be your supportive partner. and you will not be able to keep his attention because you're still hurting. You haven't healed. Everything he does will be suspicious. If he's nice, you'll think maybe, oh, he's just pretending, he's being nice so he can do this. You will find a reason for everything. So you need to heal so that your heart will be open and refreshed. You have to do that inner work. And this is where I come in as your one-on-one coach, because when I coach women, from just interviewing them for the first 10 minutes, I can tell that their dating will not be successful. I was there. Immediately after my divorce, when I was dating, I was there. This is why I didn't want to hear about marriage. I'm like, I never want to get married again, but I had to give myself time to heal. I had to do the work. And healing takes time. Some people are able to do it without a professional like myself, but some people need a coach like myself to help them figure out what is it that you're still holding in your heart, that you're not able to figure out your self-worth. Because we were all born with self-worth. Each and every one of us women has immense self-worth, but so many of us have been hurt so much that we don't even know what our self-worth is. We don't even know what value we have. So you have to heal. And if this is you, if this sounds like you, please click on to the link in the comment section that I pinned there and enroll in my 1-week one-on-one coaching so I can help you heal, so that you can then be available emotionally and be in your femininity to be able to attract these high quality men. Otherwise, you will meet good men and you still will not be successful. Okay? The next one, which again I don't remember, number 7. I have to number can you remind me, guys, to number my points? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Number 11, learn the importance of boundaries and stick to them in a non-confrontational and non-aggressive way. Let me explain in simple terms. Articulate what it is you like, what it is you don't tolerate, what it is you believe. Let him know. Don't hide those things because you think you're going to scare him off, okay? If he's sarcastic and he makes jokes about your body parts and you don't like it, tell him, excuse me, sorry, but I know you're trying to be funny, but I honestly don't find this funny. So would you please not say those kinds of jokes anymore? And if he's like, oh, you're too sensitive, why? You just say, no, I'm not being too sensitive. I honestly don't appreciate those kinds of jokes. So I would appreciate that you don't go there anymore. You have to learn how to have boundaries. Don't just let men walk all over you because you're so desperate. You just want a man to be with. You just want him to propose to you. Talk, articulate. I'm not saying you should go into your masculine and start yelling at him and say, well, who are you talking to? What are you saying? No. You see how I said it to you? I said it with a smile on my face. You say his name and you just say, Sam or John or Paul. Paul, what you just said, I didn't find it funny at all. I really took offense to it. It made me feel offended. I would really appreciate it that you don't do that anymore. And if he tries to just brush it off and say, no, I'm actually quite very serious. I don't appreciate jokes like that. So please let us keep those kinds of jokes to ourselves because you have to be able to articulate what it is you want and what it is you don't like when you are dating. Don't wait till you get married and then start saying, all those things. You used to say them when we were dating. I just didn't want to tell you anything. I'm not going to take it anymore. No, set the foundation now while you're dating. Be a woman that has self-respect, self-confidence, self-esteem, and voice out and articulate these things. And this goes back to the previous point. If you don't heal and you don't build up on that self-confidence and self-esteem, you will not be able to have boundaries. So all of this is very important, but women have to do the work, and many women cannot do the work on their own. And this is where I come in. Okay, number 12. You have to be able to dwell in your feminine energy. I'm sure you guys have heard this over and over and over. It took me a while to understand it too, but it is super important, especially if you're a woman who loves a masculine man. If you love a man who is going to, I'm not just saying masculine in looks, but masculine in behavior. If you want a man who's going to make you feel safe, who's going to be able to make decisions, who's going to be able to protect you, who's going to be a good father, who's going to be ambitious. If you want that kind of masculine man, you have to learn how to dwell in your feminine. How soft are you? How vulnerable are you? How spontaneous are you? Do you smile a lot? How confident are you of your body? How purposeful are you? Right? So you have to be able to dwell in your feminine energy. How healed are you? If you are not healed, your feminine energy will never be able to dwell in you. If you're still suffering from past hurts, past struggles, your masculine will always come out. That defensive masculine energy will continue to overrule your feminine energy. So number 12, I believe, your feminine energy. Do you know how to dwell in your feminine energy? Before you start dating, you have to learn what it means to be able to dwell in your feminine energy. And it has to do with your healing as well and your self-esteem. If your self-esteem is low, you will dwell in your masculine because you'll always have that defensive front on, okay? Because you don't want to be hurt again. So you're going to have that masculine energy as a front, and this is very repulsive for high quality men. Very, very repulsive. Okay, number 13. So yes, we're almost done. What's number 13? Number 13. Do you know your purpose? Many people don't talk about this when they're dating for marriage. I don't care whether you're 18 years old or 25 years old or 50 years old or 70 years old, and you want to date for marriage. You have to try to start figuring out what your purpose is. What is the meaning of your life? Because let me tell you something, a lot of women feel like getting married is the meaning of their life, but it's not. Marriage is not your purpose. Okay, but marriage was created in order to facilitate your purpose. Your purpose is the most important part of your life. Your purpose is the meaning of your life. Why are you alive today? And I understand you may not know what your purpose is at age 25. You may not know what your purpose is at age 30, but that's the one of the reasons for this video, right? This is why you're going to share this video with as many women as you want, because I'm telling you, the more you understand what the meaning of your life is, the more you'll attract a man that will be good for you. Because if you understand that your purpose is the most important part of your life, you will not tolerate being with a man who will not help facilitate that purpose. Okay, so I hope you understand. This is number 13 is very important. The more you are aligned with your purpose, the more you understand what the meaning of your life is, the more you understand why you're still alive, the more you understand who you were called to serve in this life, right? The more you understand what God created you to be, the better you will choose your life partner. The more the more specific or the more intentional, yes, the word is intentional, the more intentional you will be about selecting the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Because the person you choose to become your life partner will be the foundation and will decide exactly how your life trajectory will be. I'm telling you, deciding your future spouse is probably the most important decision you'll make. And your purpose is the most important reason why you're here in this world. So trying your best to figure out what your purpose is as you're dating is crucial to your successful marriage. So if you're a 20-year-old watching this or a 25-year-old watching this and you're like, purpose, what is this? Why am I here? It is time for you to start asking those questions. Journal about it. Why am I alive today? What are my passions? Why do I think God created me? What are my best gifts and talents? whose lives do I want to change? Because if you're living life just for yourself, you will never ever be at peace. You will never be fulfilled. Start asking those difficult questions. Why am I alive today? Who am I passionate about serving? What do I want my legacy to be? When I'm no longer here, what do I want people to remember me as? What is my life purpose? If you want to date for marriage and you want to attract the best kind of man that will be compatible with you and both of you will change the world together, you better start to figure out what your purpose is. Okay, I think that was number 14. And if it wasn't number 14, no, that was number 13. Sorry. I promise you, next time I do a video, I will number my points. Okay, so the bonus one is number 14. If you want to date for marriage, don't be so rigid about the color of the skin of the person. Okay? We were all created in God's image. Black, white, purple, green, yellow, orange. Some of you black women, you block your chances because you only want to date a brother. I have nothing against brothers. I have a black brother. My dad was black before he passed away. I have nothing against black brothers, okay? But sometimes us black women, we keep keeping ourselves for black men, but those black men are not always doing the same. Black men are the ones who date out the most. They date Asians, they date whites, they date Hispanics, but we black women are saving ourselves for them. If you want to date for marriage, date from the inside personalities of the person, not the person's color. Okay, this is a bonus one. It's number 14. It's a bonus one. If you want to be successful at marriage, look for a man that is compatible with you, but the color of his skin is not one of those. You are blocking your prospects by focusing on the color of his skin. So that's it. That's my video for today. I hope it helped. If you loved this video, please smash that subscribe button. Please like this video and please post a comment. Many of you don't post a comment here. Then you come to my Instagram page and you're like, hi, Dr. Iyabo, I really loved your video. No, post your comments here on YouTube so that the algorithm can release my video to even more people. Share my platform with your friends. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and I will be back again soon. Love you all. God bless you. Bye-bye.